Results of a new study now showing that drinking tap water in California over the course of a lifetime could increase the risk of cancer. The researchers from the environmental advocacy group of Environmental Working Group estimated that the contaminants found in public water systems in California could contribute to about 15,500 cancer cases over the course of a lifetime. These contaminants include chemicals such as arsenic, hexavalent chlorium, or chromium, radioactive elements such as uranium, radium. Now, exactly where they're coming from and how it's getting into the water supply en masse can be debated, and a lot of it is never going to see an answer because they track this back to facilities and other places that you're just not going to get into. Say there's some place sitting next to a river or a waterway, just like San Onofre. I believe it sits in California, right off the coast. It's a huge nuclear waste type of plant, or something like nuclear storage. And it has a beach very near it where people go on a daily. And you have to ask yourself, how safe is that? And if you have sites like that leaching into the earth all around, then it can get into the groundwater. And just imagine that. Imagine how many places, not even next to an ocean or a body of water, are just leaching it into the ground, and it eventually gets down into the water table and contaminates it. And then everyone that is tapped into that aquifer that's trying to get water for their whole city, the whole thing could be contaminated at that point. Things to think about. Now, we brought that up back in the whole fracking thing. When they were fracking, they were doing just this. They were taking certain things out of the earth, and then they were using the contamination and just injecting it back into some of these wells. All the fracking wastewater and all that, they were just putting it back into some of these aquifers. Now, in some of those instances, they contaminated pure, fresh, clean, good aquifers underground. And they admitted that. But they had to because of the situation they found themselves in at the time. But how many times has that not been admitted? Or anyone ever said anything about it? Now, why are they doing this anyway? They're setting the future up for disaster. When people try to come back and tap into an underground aquifer to get fresh water, and they're like these idiots back in early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, were putting poison. They were filling our aquifers with poison. Like, there's going to be nothing for them at that point. And it's going to be a whole contaminated aquifer. It's going to take a massive amount of time for that whole thing to filter out the right way. And it just goes to show the damage being done, not by us, the everyday people, but by big corporations. Yet they're the ones getting paid off by lobbyists, and then they all want to turn around and say that the climate's changing and point the finger at you and blame you. It's ridiculous. Yet this stuff is going on every day. But I wanted to put the heads up out there in case some folks in California, or anyone out there for that matter, is drinking their tap water. If it's not coming from a natural spring out in the mountains or something like that, I would say always have it tested anyway, right out the gate. Your well water, anything, I'd do it annually just to keep up with it and to know what's in your water. Because if not, no one else is going to tell you. Nope. Sure won't. Not to mention the fluoride and everything else. I'll leave a link below, guys. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for more. And a much love to all you guys out there that fight the fight. Love all y'all. Peace.